Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2023 Galactic Podracing Tournament. My name is Balmus, and I'm here with Ronnie.
Hello.
Today, we're seeing a match between DigitalUnity and Paige. Two extremely good racers, both in the winners' semis of the lower bracket.
Both players have gone through the pick and ban process and will be going to Sunken City for our first track.
According to the racers, both racers are relatively even here, with both having PBs of around 4 minutes and 3 seconds. So I'm excited to see what happens here.
Indeed, it's an interesting pick. It's not one that a lot of people tend to think of as a very difficult track, but it's got some tricky sections to it. Most notably, perhaps, the little shortcut that you have to take, which is shared with the track bumpies breakers, and it can be quite tricky to deal with. You can very easily crash on it or lose a lot of speed.
Now, as a reminder, at stake here is the winner will advance to go fight Lightning Pirate in the winners' finals, while the loser will be pushed down to the losers' brackets to fight Zelascalar. Both very challenging racers to face. I'm excited to see who's going to go where.
Yeah, so both racers looking fairly comfortable here. They've had a couple crashes in the warm-ups, but they seem to be doing pretty all right. It's maybe hard to tell which one of them is the favorite to win this first track, which I guess makes it a good first track. I think Paige is generally considered the favorite for this this match, just because she has the higher seeding and a faster timesheet overall in this game. So, but anything can happen. You is a very strong racer.
Paige is favored to win, on paper at least, but Digital has been showing a lot of promise. He's been doing a lot of practice, lots of daily work. He's had a lot of time to put into racers, so I think I don't know who's going to win here, honestly.
Yeah, Digital's
it's not a sure thing.
The game every day for months now. So at the very least, he's got that going for him, and that's a pretty strong thing to have going for you.
Ooh, Paige clipping that in the shortcut in practice.
Yeah, that shortcut
during the regular match.
Very brutal. And it's a bad place to die too, because you lose a lot of time there, especially if you get a bad respawn. So we've seen some very interesting races from these players. DigitalUnity beat me in round 1 to get here, and Paige beat Knock in round 1. We've seen that both these racers are very skilled. DigitalUnity, in fact, I was favored to beat DigitalUnity, and Digital won our match, showing that he's actually got a lot more strength as a racer than a lot of people give him credit for. So, very interesting to see how long he can keep up the upset streak.
Indeed.
All right, I believe we are going. A little bit of a sync pause coming in here in a second. All right. Ooh, a couple nasty bonks from Paige there. It's nothing too terrible, but it's going to lose a little bit of time.
Here we are coming up on shortest cut. Looks like Paige is very slightly ahead. Takes a bonk in the turn.
Oh no!
Oh,
that's a nasty spot to die.
What killed her? I didn't even see.
She clipped the left wall a little bit, like the little bit of the tower that sticks out there.
That's unfortunate. That does give DU a nice lead there.
Yes, that's going to be a very solid lead for Digital, right off the bat. And you never want to die on lap 1, just generally. It puts you in a bad mindset for the rest of the race.
Yeah, terrible for your mental game. You can see as a result that Paige is taking those walls much wider now, being much more cautious.
But also slower, as you want to take the walls as closely as possible for the shortest driving distance.
Exactly.
And she seems relatively low on heat as well, which is not optimal. Going into this figure 8 that DigitalUnity's in, you want to have maximum heat.
DU scraping the wall on the way out of the hairpin, but does not crash.
Yeah, 6-second lead for Digital right now.
This is rough.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to come back from that, but all Paige needs is for Digital to die once or twice, and she could be right back in it.
And that shortcut is a place you can crash every single lap. It is not guaranteed.
It's it's the most difficult part of the track, basically. Digital taking it very, very safely and making it through.
Oh no!
Paige eating another death on it with a terrible respawn.
And get the bad respawn too, and goes the long way. Nope.
It has,
Oh,
it
boy.
has the recovery down. That's pretty nice, but it's still a loss of probably another 6 seconds.
Yeah, at this point, we need to see a whole bunch of calamitous crashes for DU.
Yeah,
And there
DU would
are...
need to seriously choke on lap 3 for Paige
Yeah.
to make this back up. Yeah, you can see Digital even with the very good heat at the end of this lap here, going into the figure 8 max heat. Yeah, looks like it.
Yep.
Although cutting it a little early there. Kind of
Well,
playing it
yeah.
safe.
And boosting out, that's the way you do
Nice,
it.
some very good times from DU. Probably on 4:04 pace, perhaps?
I don't know this track well enough to predict that, but yeah, that seems about right.
Yeah, 130 there from Paige after a 121 from DU. It's not something you want to see. Looking like possibly up to a 15-second lead at this point.
Ow, that hurts. And here
DU
we go, third shortcut, it's clean.
Cleans it up through lap 3. Almost no chance of DU losing this now. Almost.
It's unimaginable now.
Paige
He
makes
could
it through
crash
lap 3
in
as
the-
well.
Yeah, he could crash in the figure 8, but that's really about it.
Yeah, I don't think you're getting more than 1 death out of the ending of this track, like even with a pretty bad choke. And yeah, Digital just looking so solid on this track. This ended up being a very good pick for him.
Mm-hmm. Very nice race 1.
Yeah, we got 4:04. That is excellent.
404.12.
That's the kind of stuff you want to see in tourney.
0.117. Wow.
And yeah, that one kind of hurts for Paige there. But the flap, it looks like, on lap 3. So you can see when Paige isn't crashing a 119, it's a very solid track for Paige. And we will be moving on to the permabans momentarily.
The way this works is that each racer will now pick 2 tracks to permaban, which means that we will not be seeing them during this match.
Paige has taken
First
out
band
Scrapper's Run, and Digital has taken out Doug Derby.
Not surprising, Scrappers 1 is one of DU's strongest tracks.
And Doug Derby is one of Paige's strongest. So both those bands make sense. Let's see. I think these second bands will be maybe a bit more interesting. Ooh, yeah, Paige taking out Executioner. Interesting.
Aw, that's disappointing. We were just discussing Executioner skips during the pregame. And DU
Digital
takes
takes
out BTC. Again, not surprising, probably Paige's best track.
Yeah, it depends on how much she's played it recently, but she's definitely very strong on Ubuntu training.
All right, the loser of the first race will now pick a pod to ban. The winner will pick a track to ban. And the loser will pick a track to take us to. Paige has banned Bullseye, DU has banned Fire Mountain Rally, which means we might be seeing GVG.
GVG no Bullseye would be fun, but it looks like Inferno Skips is coming in.
Oh no!
Ooh.
Oh,
How
that's interesting.
This is an exciting pick. Inferno Skips is always a fun time as long as both racers know it.
So we're probably going to be seeing a Mars mirror. Technically, I believe Slide has the fast track record, but it's like Mars is much more consistent.
Yeah, I believe Slide only has the record for the fast lap because of the quick, like, 360 spin around you can do on lap 3.
Yep. Oh, we see Paige playing with her traction.
Yeah, I'm not super familiar with this skip, if you didn't notice. So I don't know entirely about the traction on it, but I would imagine that you want something lower so you can climb the walls a little bit better. Although I think actually higher traction helps you climb walls better, right?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. So going lower is probably just to get the turns, I would imagine.
This is going to
sure.
be a blink and you miss it track, folks. Just because this is, I believe... like,
someone in chat who's actually good, tell me why the TFPS.
Yep, seeing it there from Paige, sub 30-second track.
Yeah. Yeah, Paige looking like she's definitely practiced this, and I mean, if it's her first pick, then she almost certainly has. Ace in chat says that 60-20 is the optimal TFPS here. Yeah, but Paige looking way stronger on this in the warm-ups than DU.
DU is looking like he's not quite making it across the roof there to get that second skip.
We get a little bit of extra warm-up time for these skips.
We have the explanation from Yam in chat. 60 FPS makes for easier wall rides, but 20 FPS will get you the low gravity and height to get across the gap.
Yeah, so you use the 60 FPS to climb, and yeah, lower traction does give you more jump height. That's true. I do in fact know that.
Yeah, I think this match is gonna go to Paige.
Yeah, this is really looking like Paige is way more comfortable here. So we should be seeing beginning to the race pretty soon. Oh, poor DU. I know that was just a warm-up, but still, that was really funny.
Suffer, Mars. Slide into the lava.
Oh, it appears I did not zero it out between the races, so I'll have to do that after this one.
I did.
Okay. Well, then we're good. Basically identical lap ones, so that's hype. And, oh, DU messes it up on lap 2. Paige coming back for lap 3, but DU still has to get lap 2. And Paige takes it with a sub 30.
29.86.
And DU still struggling to get off the ground. Oh, and I think DU's going to take the DNF there.
Not surprising. It's always unnerving to see your competitor submit a time when you're still halfway through. Paige saying she PB'd during warm-up. Well done, her.
All right, Digital taking out Ben Quadneros temporarily. That could indicate some interesting...
Virtually any track, really.
Yeah, but it could indicate some very interesting pod picks. Keep in mind that Digital has still not used any force points. I hope that gets sent. So Paige temp banned Mongaza Speedway. Digital currently has something selected. Oh, this is going to be really interesting. Please submit this. Yes, it's a salty run back on Inferno full track with force bans on Mahonic and Elon Mac. So Ben Quadneros, Mahonic, and Elon Mac are banned. We're doing Inferno full track. Just quick to make sure everybody gets that down.
Which means that, in theory, Bowles and Aldar are available, but they're really hard to use on Inferno.
True. I believe Digital is going to go for either Mars or Bullseye here. And I think both of them are going to do that because I think those are the picks here. Bullseye's probably definitely the safer pick. Looks like that's what DU is going for. Perhaps we'll see something interesting come out for Paige. If you were really brave, you might go for Bulls. Paige a little bit indecisive, but seems to be deciding on Bullseye.
Yep, a very safe pick here. Much easier to use than Mars, just because Mars is so incredibly wide.
Indeed.
DU says in chat, okay, that's good. Let's do it the right way now.
Yeah, can you imagine picking Inferno run back on full track right after DNFing on skips Inferno?
Oh,
That's
no.
crazy. Yes, Elon, Ben, and Ma are banned. Ben was the temp ban, Elon and Ma were the forces.
Oh, I am excited to see this race. Both racers look like they're a bit rough in the warm-ups.
Yeah, this could easily go either way. I love it.
This is a very hard track. Definitely advanced. I don't think I can predict this either way, just because this.
Yeah, both of them seem to be crashing so much. This is going to be wonderful. It's a lower bracket match, and it's going to look like one until they both pop off deathless runs here in the real thing. Of course.
And then we both look silly, right?
All right, here they go.
Oh wow, that's almost a perfect sync there.
Yeah, it's like 0.6.
Something like, yeah.
All right. Coming across the main long boosting section here. Getting your heat up to maximum before you jump over a bit of lava. It's pretty fun. A little bit risky from Paige there. If you're flying over the top of that lava, you can still catch fire.
Mm-hmm. The lava terrain in this game is both slow terrain, but it also has an effect that going over it from the ground to the skybox will increase your heat anywhere you are above that lava.
And it can, in fact, set both of your engines on fire, making it even more time-consuming to repair.
More important than
Ooh,
that,
Paige
though, it
falling
means
off there.
that
It's going to lose a couple seconds. But other than that, they both look relatively clean coming through. 52 seconds is great for Bullseye. 54, a little bit less so, but still acceptable.
yeah, between those bonks and those underheatings, Paige is about 2 seconds behind.
Indeed. Now coming up on the second bridge, or first bridge, but second time. DU taking it a bit closer. That's what you want to do.
Paige again cutting across the lava slightly.
Yeah, DU seems to be using heat a little bit better. In this switchback section here, taking some very tight lines. DU going through the little pocket there. Might as well do that with Bullseye. There's no reason not to. Oh, and Paige taking a very nasty death.
Oh, well,
That's one of the more unfortunate spots. And losing some more speed as well.
It ruins your line. It forces you to go across the slow terrain. That's not what you want to see.
This may turn out to be a good pick for DU yet. Yeah, very solid racing from Digital.
Ooh, that was a bit hairy. Almost hit the corner there.
Yeah, that was a little spooky, but he got through it. But keep in mind, this track is brutally difficult, and it's not over.
Oh, there's a crash!
There's one crash for DU. It's going to lose quite a bit of time, but not quite enough for Paige to catch it back up. DU will have to crash one more time.
Oh, no!
Oh, and another death for Paige. That's really unfortunate. Is DU approaching the final stretch of the track here? Rounding the final corner, threading the needle to a 239 with what, one death as Bullseye. Very solid, but oh, another crash for Paige.
Paige takes another crash. That's unfortunate. Oh.
Yeah, you hate to see. Oh no! Oh, that's not what you like to see. Yeah, if you hit that inside wall, you will crash.
Oh no.
And that's unfortunate.
That is very unfortunate.
Digital takes a second point. All right. Now we'll see what Paige has up her sleeve for another pick.
Both racers have 2 force points remaining. I'm eager to see both of them use it. Too often in these tournaments, one player just does not use their force points.
We have a temp ban on Juan Sandage, leading DU to temp ban Abyss. Pretty smart. If you are going for Abyss skips, you don't want to see Juan Sandage removed. And here we go. We got Vengeance coming up. No forces, it seems, just full track Vengeance with no Juan Sandage. I am a fan of Vengeance. It's a good pick.
It's a very fun track.
And Paige is actually fairly strong at this track as well. I believe she has a PB of around low 305, 305.2, I think. And I believe Digital has a bit of a slower PB than that, a few seconds slower.
Yeah, Digital's tourney record is 344 according to the stream, but that is probably a long time ago, and he's gotten much better since last year.
Yes, that would be for tournament. But Paige has the 308 in the tournament, so already on the face of it, that's very strong. Depending on the strats you use, you can very consistently take on Vengeance and get like a 307 or 306. So this is definitely a track I expect Paige to win. Like I would say she's favored here, which is good because it's her pick, so you'd hope that she's favored to win.
You would hope so. DU taking a slight bonk in practice on that long turn.
Yeah, you can see Paige holding the boost most of the way. Opting not to go for the super long left side boost, which, to be fair, I know she doesn't play at 6600, and it's perhaps a little bit easier on that TFPS than on something lower, where you have a little bit more of a difficulty getting that precise. The main crucial part of this track for speed is this section that Paige is driving through right now. This whole area, right after the laser beam, is fast terrain, and what that means is you want to be boosting on it as little as possible. So you want to, of course, not underheat. It's more important not to underheat than to use fast terrain optimally. But as long as you aren't underheating, you want to be not boosting across the fast terrain as much as possible. So you'll be seeing the racers try to get maximum heat as they pass the laser beam and then cool off as much as they can in the tube. So by the time they emerge in the cave on the other side, they have almost zero heat, but not quite zero heat.
Exactly. That fast terrain represents a chance for your engines to cool down while still getting as fast as possible.
Indeed. This section that Paige is paused on here is also a little bit of fast terrain in this little rotating fan room.
It's usually negligible, though people usually don't,
Yeah,
optimize their routes around it.
you really only need to optimize it if you're going for like a 303 or 304, or faster than that, of course.
All right, countdown has been given. We should be seeing the real start momentarily, I believe.
Indeed, I'm excited to see because this is a very interesting track. It looks like both racers are pretty decent at it. So we will see how it goes. I hope Paige saw the countdown. Because it looks like to me that we're live.
I'm not sure which to sink in this side.
Yeah, are we accepting this as Paige's run, or I mean, it's a pretty decent run so far if we did have to accept it. Not sure what the rule is here, for if somebody kind of misses the countdown like that. Unless they really are 35 seconds off from each other, which would be strange.
It's possible.
Just checking that we are zeroed out on the screen there, so I'm not sure what's going on there. But just looking at how they're racing, they're both looking very clean so far, using fast terrain pretty well. Not perfectly, but it's very, very hard to optimize. So, yeah, DigitalUnity coming in with a 102. That's the kind of lap you want to be getting on laps 2 and 3.
Well, assuming this is the real race, we have about a 34 sync pause for Paige. Let's not just put that in now. So let's just wait for the race to finish, I think.
Yeah, I think we should. We should wait for a sec. Oh, an interesting thing might be if DU missed the countdown and Paige is actually doing the right thing. That's another possibility.
Possibility, yeah.
Whatever. I don't think it really matters who missed what or whatever. I think this is the real race. And DU not resetting kind of shows that it is. So. Yeah, that's an unfortunate crash there.
That's a rough crash.
You don't want to die there. As now you're gonna have to make up. Yep, you have to make up all that heat by boosting through the fast terrain, which is very suboptimal. Oh, almost crashes again, trying to take the tight line.
Paige boosting through the fast terrain because it's the final lap.
Yep. Yeah, you want to end on max heat, like end the 3 lap on max heat.
So in this case, it's more important to boost so you can maximize that heat than it is to get that fast terrain benefit.
Indeed, it looks like she's doing pretty well. It's going to end with a pretty solid heat. And a 306.4 is a very good time for tournament.
306.408 from Paige.
And a 312 coming in for DU. And indeed, Digitals does say that he missed the countdown, so that's a little unfortunate. But Paige tying things back up at 2.
And we have another race. Yes.
Hopefully we will have some synchronized racing this time, shall we say?
I would not be surprised to see this one go to race 9. I'm excited for this match.
Yeah, both these players are going to be very strong on what picks they've prepped. So unless they accidentally have prepped something the other one is also prepping, it's very likely we'll get all the way to race 9, which would be super hype, and I'm here for it.
All right, DU bans Ben Quadraneros.
Both players, believe, still have 2 force points remaining.
That is correct, yes.
Paige using 1 on Inferno skips, and Digital using 1 on pod bans on Inferno runback.
Paige bans Abyss.
Looks like DigitalUnity is airing towards Zugga Challenge using another force to get rid of Bowls and Aldar Beto. So it's no Ben, no Bowls, no Beto, Zugga Challenge.
Which means the fastest pods here are going to be Elan, Mars, or Mahonic, depending.
Yes, I believe... who would I pick here? I think I would pick Mars. Yeah, I think I would pick Mars here.
Oh, DU says get ready for unawareness. That's right. Because on this track, we have the dozer. And you can kind of program the dozer in. But you'll only know that if you're playing Ben, I'm not sure what the timing is for Mars, Elon, or Mahonic.
Ooh, that's a really good point, actually. Yeah. There's a final boss on this track that drives around towards the end of it in a big dozer. And it will crash you. Like, you will crash into it and die if you're not prepared for it. It's based on the global timer, which means how long you've been on the track, basically, is where it is. It's not set off by triggers. It's just running all the time that the track is running. So what that means is if you get there at like 3 minutes 30 seconds, it'll be in the same spot every time. At 3 minutes 30 seconds in, for example. So if you're using a different pod and you're not used to, you'll be getting there at a different time, and it might not be where you expect it to be. It looks like both players are going for Elon Mac here. Is that accurate? Yeah, it looks like.
Sure looks like, yeah.
Yep.
The final boss, is that Groff Zaga himself driving the crane? Is that actually lore accurate?
It's my headcanon. That's basically
I like that
lore.
headcanon. I accept that headcanon.
Well, think about it this way. Someone is driving that dozer, and they're having a very good time. First of all, because they get to drive a dozer, and second of all, because they get to crash people.
And let's be honest, because that dozer is huge, I would also be happy driving that. Here we are in warm-ups.
There's the dozer. Everybody say hi, dozer.
5 seconds on the countdown.
Looks like this time Digital won't be missing it. Every second that passes that Paige hasn't paused and DU hasn't restarted. Okay, there we go. We're doing it.
There we go.
It was like, that was so tense.
Making me nervous, Paige.
Oh, no!
All right, sync pause incoming, but oh no, that's a terrible crash.
Yeah, you don't want to die in the first few seconds. You don't want to die ever, but that's terrible for the mental game, is dying that early.
Yes, it puts you in the mindset of I need to be riskier, I need to take the curve tighter. And in an IO setting, that's fine. But in tourney, you only get one shot at this race.
Yeah, as soon as that countdown is up, you get one chance to get the fastest time you can, and that is pretty brutal. But DU can make it up. Paige will likely crash at some point in this track because it's a very long track. It's one of the longest tracks in the game. Usually runs, it'll probably going to be both of these players over 4 minutes 30 seconds, I would imagine. I don't know exactly how fast Elon Mac is here, but... Alright, coming up in this little lava jump here. Has some deceptively tricky geometry that can kill you if you're not careful. And it will kill you even if you are careful, because it just doesn't like you. And Paige coming up on lap 1 dozer. Lap 1 dozer is usually pretty chill. Pretty far back. But yeah, you can see it's much closer for DU because he got there later. You can see that what I was talking about the timer.
Oh yeah, that was hair raising there.
Yeah, it's funny because of how it works with the timer, you can think of it as one player arrives at it and the other player arrives at it, and because it's the same, it's like, oh, it's driven up a bit further from when Paige was there. It's great continuity. But yeah, both players having pretty solid laps aside from Digital's one death. Paige taking a little bit wide on this boosting section.
I was going to say DU is being very aggressive about those corners. Doesn't crash, but he takes a nasty pump there.
Digital's getting pretty close to evening things out here. Just maybe a corner or two behind at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I think one death from Paige would put him ahead. And now we come to this little corner and the lava jump. Yeah, Digital's coming back in a big way. It's definitely practiced this.
Indeed.
And lap 2 dozer is very close up, but it's going to also be pretty close for DU as well. And he's not ready for it, and he slides into the tread and dies. And
At
that's
this
very
point, it is
unfortunate.
Paige's race to lose.
Indeed. Without a death, there's not a whole lot of time left to make up for Paige, or for DU.
Which
And
is
so,
a shame.
Paige
I
could
was
easily
looking for-
break serve here.
I was really looking forward to seeing if DU could come back from this, but no, that's unfortunate.
Anything could still happen. There's still, another minute. But it's looking very unlikely for DU.
Yeah.
Now in the market switchbacks here for Paige. Her heat's looking very solid as well. She's taking very good care of that. Digital is as well. I think Digital is doing a little bit better on heat. But neither of them will underheat here.
Very clean curves from DU, though. Those are very nice.
Indeed. Oh, but that's scrape.
I spoke too
Paige
soon.
taking
I'm
a
sorry.
death. Paige takes a death. And it looks like we're going to be almost even. Paige still a little bit ahead. But
So it
depending on
might
how the
come
lap
down
3
to the
dozer,
final dozer.
do they know where this dozer is going to be? It's really close for Paige. She has to almost completely stop, and so does DU.
Oh,
DU
no.
almost clips the tread again, but he makes it through, but Paige is still just a bit ahead.
And Paige
she'll
takes
finish
it,
with
but
a
that was so
4:44.
close.
Dang! Paige will break
my
serve.
gosh. If it
Wow.
weren't for those 2 deaths, DU would have had that. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Like I said, the lava jump is not free. It's got some geometry that is out to get you. Yeah, but DU dying in the first few seconds of the track is so heartbreaking to see.
Indeed. DU says, dang, now I gotta break serve.
Indeed, having the lap 1 or the track 1 advantage is very big in this game, and if you lose that, you could easily... Like, now all Paige has to do is win her picks, and she wins the whole match. She's in control of her destiny. But for now, DU gets to make another pick. Looks like DU is temp banning Bullseye. Paige is temp banning Grabvine Gateway. And we'll see, hopefully DU's got something cool up his sleeve. He's still got 1 force point. Cannot do a run back onto Zugga, because he already used his run back on Inferno.
Well, we've seen Neva on GVG soon. Maybe we'll see Neva on FMR. That'd be fun.
It would be. Let's see what DU has in store for us.
Oh, we are
Looks
seeing
like-
Fire Mountain Rally. I called it.
Looks like FMR is in the sticks. Looks like we're going to have FMR forced banning Mahonic and Mars. This is the pick! This is the pick!
Neva on FMR. I called it. Please.
No Bullseye, no Mahonic, no Mars Guo. Fire Mountain Rally. Neva Key Mirror on Fire Mountain Rally coming up here. So Fire Mountain Rally is the longest track in the game by amount of time it takes to complete. The world record
agree,
height
Ace.
here is a little over 5 minutes.
I agree, Ace. Those bans don't make sense, but I'm glad he made them.
Yeah, because you really only need to ban Bullseye to get the Neva mirror here. If Bullseye's gone, you're picking Neva, unless you're gonna try to pick some crazy Ben pick. Even Mars would be harder to get faster than Neva here.
Rat cam, best cam, says Ace.
We'll probably see some Rat Cam in the warm-ups here. Yeah!
There we go.
Rat Cam! We got live rat reaction on Paige's screen here. Shout out to Neva Key for having the most unique pod design in the game, with 2 engines behind the actual cockpit, which is not good for safety, but you know what? Pod racing was never safe anyway, so you might as well go all the way. Upshot is you don't have extremely hot exhaust blasting into your face, which is probably makes it safer when you think about it.
I mean, yeah, but then you have two jet engines about 5 feet from your ears, so.
Yeah, it's true, but you gotta take the good with the bad. I predict, pain.
You know, I don't think I bet on that. I think pain is accurate, yes. This is, I think, the longest track in the game by time, and it is, like Inferno, one of the deadliest tracks in the game. You can dive virtually anywhere here.
Like right there.
Like that.
That might be the single hardest turn in this track, but it's definitely, every part of this track will kill you. Paige just crashed in that little downhill where you're going very fast downhill. You have to make some turns. Even this city portion, like, this is the most brutal first turn of any track. Like, if you take the first turn of any track, it's like Doug Derby and then this.
All right, countdown has been given. We should be seeing the actual start soon.
So none of these players have even gotten very deep into their runs and warm up, which is a good sign. Wow.
Looks like the tourney record here with Neva is 519. 519.1.
Indeed. Looks
Sync
to be about
pause
3 seconds
incoming.
sync pause. All right. So yeah, both racers are probably going to crash a few times. This is a very brutal track. And Neva has very high acceleration, which means if you're not practiced with Neva, you can just speed right into a wall and die. Even if you brake before it, you can just hit your accelerator a bit too aggressively and blow up. Paige taking Forest much cleaner and coming out with about a 1 second lead, 1 or 2 second lead, just immediately from cleaner racing. DU scraping a lot on the walls there.
Oh, but Paige choosing not to take the cut towards the lava there, which is going to lose her, third half a second.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, DU is going to be getting there with some a little bit maybe tighter lines in the volcano section here.
Now, this is one of our qualifying tracks, so both of these racers should know this. I'm not sure either of them have been practicing it.
And Paige taking the first step as we enter Cheeseland here. Get your bingo cards ready. So DU takes the lead with that death from Paige. Swinging around the end of Cheeseland here. You got this little shortcut.
Ooh, that's a nasty
Paige
bump, and Paige takes the lead!
because Digital scraped on the wall there. Very unfortunate. Now we come up into the city section after this uphill boost. City is the easiest part of the track, but that's not saying much because it still will kill you a lot if you're not careful.
DU takes a nasty bump in the tunnel and has to repair.
Only about a 1.5 second lead for Paige right now. That's the kind of racing you want to see from tournament.
Oh, this is exciting. I'm on the edge of my seat.
This is wonderful. Ooh, Paige looking really scary there. Looks like DU's taking better lines on the straighter sections of the track, while Paige is taking better lines on the curvier sections.
Oh,
with
no.
that crash on the Forest. That's going to give DU the lead back.
But then he takes a nasty bump, and it's almost a tie game again.
Yeah, they're both going to be exiting. Oh, but Paige loses the boost there for a second, so DU is going to take the lead. Although that could be made up with this heat usage. DU has a very tiny lead at this point. This is exciting. And Paige. And
Oh my
DU
gosh, they're nearly
neck and neck
tied.
coming through the little second forest section there and into Cheeseland. A little bit scrapey. Oh no!
Oh, no!
Paige clips the right side, loses the ability to turn, and crashes.
DU
takes
the
the shortcut very slowly.
It's
Paige
super
takes it
slow.
faster, but still has a little bit of a lead.
Oh, it's back and forth. I love this.
This is really intense. And both of them probably think they're losing because of their deaths.
Yeah.
Especially Paige, because this is DU's pick.
It's a new lap record.
Yeah, this is really close.
And this track is so dangerous. You
Digital's
can't even
engines
predict
are
someone's gonna
so
win.
absolutely brutalized from the scrapes and the bumps. And he's not going to get a decent chance to repair them until the volcano section. That could easily bite him on this forest here.
Oh, this is scary.
Ooh. This is really scary, and Digital gets the red engines.
Oh, no.
Gotta repair a bit. Paige gonna take the lead back with that. And they
takes
both
some
make it
bump,
out.
but does
Paige
not
has a very
crash.
small lead here. This is so intense. But now Digital has to repair. Digital might just opt not to repair those orange engines and hope that he can finish out the track with them. That would be
But
a
Paige is
crazy
still
strat,
taking
but he
the-
might have to if he wants to win this. He doesn't know that, though.
And Paige is still taking the outside lines, and it's costing her.
Yeah, it's very close. Paige with a tiny lead.
It all
Possibly
comes
no
down to
more
this
than a
final
single
cheese land,
second.
this final city.
Very clean so far. DU boosting maybe a little bit more, but braking a little bit more as well. Paige makes it through the first shortcut. They both make it through. Looks like Paige did it a little bit cleaner. She might
Paige
have
in the
this
lead.
if she can just close it out. But both of them are very, very close. Oh no!
Oh.
Not the crash there! And that's gonna give it to DU with the very last second. DU is
We
gonna
have a
close
tie
it out
game.
with a 5:38, and Paige with a 5:42. Wow.
We have a tie game again at the last second. Oh, what a race. DU says, rats, we are the rats.
Yeah, someone's gonna have to go through and count up deaths. I'm just gonna verify that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I lost count. There was in fact pain.
There was much pain, and it was glorious.
Now Paige
All right.
with the temp ban of Mars Guo.
Do you think that
You
means she's
can't
leaning
ban
towards a
bot.
skip?
Possibly. Or she could think, or she could be trying to bait DU like she did earlier by banning Juan when she wanted to take vengeance.
And she does have 2 force points remaining, so we could see skips, we could see pod bans.
Ooh, looks like we're gonna be heading to Malastair 100. Yep, just Malastair 100, no forces. Ben Mirror M100. Paige is very solid at this track. I believe her tournament time is that actually faster than my PB? It might be. It's close. Her best tournament time here is a 146.6, which is very strong. And Digital has a 154 apparently, which is a little bit less strong. So Malastair 100 is a very interesting track. It's one of the only tracks, in fact it might be the only track in the game where it's optimal to use the lowest traction available in the game. 24 FPS, R20 repulsor grip. And the reason why you do that is entirely because of one turn, the single sharpest turn in the entire game, referred to simply as the hairpin. It is a near complete 180-degree turn, and if you have the lowest traction in the game with bend quad narrows, you don't have to brake. You can just
Indeed.
off-throttle, slide, and get around it, which is the ideal thing to do. But that does mean with 2420, it's very difficult to stay close to the walls and take good lines. So that's where most of the skill on this track comes from, is from taking the best lines you can with the low traction and not dying.
If you're somehow joining us midway through the tournament, congratulations, mark your bingo card. It's time for the commentators to talk about TFPS.
I think we already did a little bit of that with Inferno skips.
Little bit, yeah.
The game's frame rate does affect your traction. The lower the FPS, the lower your traction.
The short version of it is that the lower your traction, the better your slides. The higher your traction, the better your turning, and to a certain extent, the higher your gravity. In this case, you want that low traction because that's the only way you can get around that turn without braking.
Yep, you can see Paige doing it there. Not even clipping the wall, just getting around the corner. No brakes, no scrapes.
G-forces?
Good
What
racing.
G-forces? Going 800 miles one way, and then the second later you're going 800 miles the other way. In a move that would, in real life,
Indeed.
paint your shoes with your brains. Goofbrush says, if you're willing to use 71 and down, you can get away with R60.
Interesting.
Which I did not know.
That is only one traction upgrade up above the lowest traction, though, so that's not much leeway. Looks like about a 7-second sync pause. All right. I believe Paige is favored here. Not only is it her pick, but she's also pretty strong on this track, just generally. But anything could happen. This is a very scary track.
Apart from that one hairpin, it is much more chill than Fire Mountain Rally, but it's
Nasty
not,
bomb for DU.
it's not completely free. Oh, no!
Oh, Paige taking the death. That is going to be worth a lot more than a couple of nasty bonks.
It's a new lap record.
So DU will take about a 3-second lead, or maybe a 2-second lead, it seems, right off the rip because of that crash. Paige could make that up just by being cleaner throughout the rest of the race, or DU could die. So it's definitely not over. Not even slightly close to over. Ooh, yeah, DU dropping a boost there. With the low traction as well, if you get off your balance a little bit, recovering is very hard, and getting back on track can be quite difficult. And both
Setting up
racers
the
take
turn.
very clean.
It's a new lap record.
But yeah, about 0.6 faster for Paige on lap 2 than for DU. Not enough to make up that death, but that's something. It is still working it back.
DU still in the lead, but Paige closing the gap. It is so close right now.
Yeah, DU
The question
probably
is-
needs to take a crash if Paige wants to win this.
Yeah.
This could be DU's chance to break serve or take it back.
Oh, no!
Oh, there's the crash. Will Paige make it through the hairpin?
Right
She
before the
does,
clip,
and she'll take
too.
it.
Oh, no!
Wow, oh no, DU crashes again on the recovery. Oh,
that's
no.
awful.
That's so disappointing.
He had it. He had it in the bag. All he
Wow.
had to do was go straight and not crash.
The rage there.
DU lamenting, I got double kill. That's not even fair.
Yeah, that's brutal. And Paige taking it to match point. She only needs to win one more. As we approach race number 8, DigitalUnity will have a chance to make a pick.
So at this point, it's match point for Paige. DU has to win on both of her picks in order to win this match. Or at least...
Yep. Well, no, DU gets one pick here, and then
Exactly, yeah.
if DU wins that, then we go to race 9, which will be Paige's pick, and he'll have to beat her on her pick. All right.
DU bans Ben Quadraneros. Paige bans Abyss.
Indeed. No force points or run backs left for DU, as we seems like Digital will just pick us to Bumpy's Breakers, full track. That's a brave
Oh,
pick.
man. Great pick. I love this track. It's so much fun.
Absolutely. Continuing with the theme of difficult tracks, DigitalUnity is turning into the Joker in Tournament Live Chat.
And with Ben banned, we're probably going to see a Bowls Mirror.
Yeah, Bull's Roar going to be coming out on Bumpy's Breakers here, which you'd love to see. It's a very fun track for Bulls. Those switchbacks are so much fun to try and maneuver around with the low turn rate that Bulls has.
Back
Yeah.
again, huh?
Bowles has a low turn rate and low traction, so he's incredibly greasy. But he's so much fun to play, though.
Yes. He is just barely slower than Ben, and he's a bit harder to control than Ben, so you'd use Ben over him in every situation. But if Ben is banned, Bulls is the second fastest pod. And so he is the ideal to use if you can get a handle on him. And that's definitely on a track like Bumpy's, which is a very brutally difficult track. You want to have a handle on whatever racer you're going to use here. So I would expect DU has practiced this maybe a bit.
Looks like the highest time we have in tourney is with Omura, which is 4:45.
Indeed.
I should clarify, highest time with Bowles.
Yes, indeed. Indeed. The highest time with Ben that's available is Dom's 4:25, which is a very, very good time. Faster than probably anyone's PB from lower bracket. But both players seem to be handling it relatively well in the warm-ups here. Yeah, this shortcut is one of the crucial parts of the track, as well as the early switchbacks that you get up onto there. You want to not underheat around those, so you do have to be boosting pretty aggressively through them. Not that aggressively, but you do have to be trying on it to keep your feet up. This is a very fun track. This might be one of my favorite tracks in the game, just generally like top 5.
It's a very fun track to race on. It's beautiful. It's relaxing. Well, not relaxing, but it's hard but relaxing, if that makes sense.
Indeed. And we will be live momentarily. Looks to be about 2.5 second sync.
Yep.
Okay.
Sync
As
pause
we come up-
incoming.
As we come up on the first part of this track here, that is really truly difficult. Looks like DU took. Looks taking it a little bit tighter than Paige is. Yeah, Paige taking it a little bit wider. Oh, and there's
Oh,
the
no.
first death for Paige. That's unfortunate. Although DU does underheat. That's very little recompense for Paige's death.
Yeah. Underheat is still better than death.
Indeed. As we come around these little bends here.
It looks like Paige brought along an AI companion while DU did not.
Indeed, that's another interesting thing. It won't make that much of a difference on a track this long, but if you have an AI companion in the form of Bumpy himself, then he'll control the doors for you a little bit, allow you to take a tighter line in laps 2 and 3.
Oh,
It's not
DU was very clean through that hairpin. That was nice.
Yeah, oh, and another
Oh,
death
no.
for Paige. This is not what you want to see. Although she does have serve, and she can pick, she gets one last pick if she does lose. This is, you want to win right now. You don't want to
Yeah.
have to take it to another track. But it looks like DU is a lot cleaner.
It's still too early to call. You can die on the hairpin, you can die on the shortcut, but DU has a significant lead right now.
Yeah, about an 11-second lead. At least as of the time they passed the lap starting line. Digital does take a crash. That's interesting camera work. And just like that, Paige is basically back into it. Just
Bad place to crash, too.
only a couple of turns behind. So one more death could really take DU out of the lead. Be interesting to see.
And that's a bad place to crash too, because you want to cool off during those chicanes. Like you can't be dying there.
Indeed. Yes, you don't want to be taking a death there. You want to be keeping your heat up. And you can't do that if you die. And now, in the shortcut, very cautiously taken from DU.
Looks like Paige is about 5 seconds behind. Takes a clean shortcut, very nice.
Hopefully she doesn't die on the little hairpin here this time, or the part right before the hairpin. A little bit more cautiously.
Both players scrape, but Paige scrapes worse.
Indeed. And now DU coming up to the lap 2 increment. Pretty solid time.
3:16 looks like.
Oh, and there's
no!
another death. That might not be enough for Paige to really, truly even it out. Oh no, she dies at the same spot.
Oh, that's upsetting. Both players dying within 3 seconds of each other.
Yeah, that could have been Paige's chance to work it back, but no. She clips the
It's still too
exact
close to
same
call,
part of the
though.
wall that Digital did.
One crash could even this race out.
And that was very nearly it, but unfortunately, Paige took the same death. And now, there's only a couple of really difficult parts of this track left. But you never know, you could just throw, whenever, it could happen. It's been known to happen. Crazier things have happened. Even within this match, so... And we see Digital coming up on the shortcut.
Bumping,
Very
scraping,
clean.
does not crash.
Very clean overall, given everything. Paige taking a little bit cleaner, though. Not that
Oh,
would
here's
matter
the final
much.
hairpin. This will decide it.
Looks like Digital's probably home free, and we'll be going to race 9, in all likelihood. And there it is. Digital with a 453, Paige with a 4, or maybe like a 501 or something. Yeah.
501.74. We have a race 9, folks.
Race 9 hype!
Now the question is, Will Paige pick MGS?
No, don't do it, Paige. Learn from my mistakes.
No, do
Paige.
the 50-50.
No, that'd be funny. All right. She does still have 2 force points.
Oh, that's true. Oh, she could do something truly crazy here. Oh, what's she got to do? DU says, would you look at that? DU goes to game 9. Mark your bingo card.
And it looks like Paige has temp banned Mars.
Oh. DU bans the gauntlet in response. Makes sense.
Interesting, given that Digital does like doing gauntlet skips with Bullseye
Mhm.
anyway.
Well, it's not DU's pick now, is it?
It's all in Paige's hands and where she wants to take.
With 2 force points and a salty rum bag, where are we going?
She's asking Digital to roll a chance cube to choose between
no.
her picks. I love that. That's wonderful. You're putting your opponent's win or loss on them, at least mentally. That's awesome. Looks like we're dialing in Sebulba's legacy. And both forces coming in to ban a whole boatload of pods.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense. She's banned Mars, Aldar, Mahonic, Elon, and Bullseye, but not Ben.
So yeah, it's going to be a Ben Quadnaros mirror, just for those of you who like to keep track of these things. The full record of the bans. We had Mars Guo was the first temp ban, then the forces were used on Aldar, Beto, and Mahonic, and then Elon, Mac, and Bullseye.
I am
You
surprised to see so
asking
many...
for TFPS advice in tournament live chat right now? That's
I am
always a good
surprised-
sign for race 9.
Always a good sign, yeah. I am surprised to see that Paige didn't choose skips on this track, which lets you skip the bulk, lets you do bulk cut and skip the very end here. As is, both players are going to have to do the lower tunnel for optimal strats.
Indeed. I was kind of hoping we'd see skips just so we could have the wall ride, but whatever.
Exactly, yeah.
The wall ride is one of my favorite things. I'm sad. You know what I would have done? I would have posted a Sebulba's legacy time by now if we still had the wall ride.
Just post it as a skips time. That's easy.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, you see, there's the difficulty from DU there.
Yep, looks like you going for the tunnel strats. You love to see it.
Paige is going for the upper strat, which is significantly easier, but a little bit slower.
Slightly slower, yeah.
Then again, it's only slower if you don't die during tunnel.
So, the countdown has been sent, and we are about to see race 9 momentarily.
Race 9, match point for both players.
Winner of this track goes to play Lightning Pirate in the winner's final, and loser will play Zalaskalar in loser's quarters. And off they go. About 2 seconds for DU. And sync pause is in. Already, it looks like Paige is pretty comfortable here. Both players seem to be doing all right. This section is kind of difficult. It can kill you if you're not careful.
Has many invisible walls, yes, and odd geometry.
Yeah, there's not as much height there as we might think. But Digital opting not for tunnel strats in the actual race, which is smart, I would say.
It's a new
Especially in a tournament match, yeah.
Whew. D with a 0.4 lead, but he does take a bonk there that might have eliminated it.
DU taking the corners much tighter than Paige. Riskier, but it might pay off.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and there's the first death of this track. Definitely one of the hardest parts of this track is this little cave here. Like, that might be the hardest part. Oh, and another death!
Oh,
Yeah.
that's upsetting. I was going to
And
say
that
Paige
could
is under
be
heating,
it.
but it doesn't matter because
That could be
DU
it.
with 2 deaths.
This is not a very long track. Only 1 lap left, and not a lot of room for DU to mess up here. Or for
Yeah.
Paige to mess up, excuse me.
If DU wants to win, he needs to hope for something truly catastrophic from Paige.
Indeed, she could die once and afford it.
And with lap 3, yeah, There's
Oh,
no
and another
else
crash.
Paige to die. Oh no!
And that's going to be what sends DU to the lower bracket.
Oh, that's upsetting. Oh, and a nasty bonk from DU. It's over. It's all over.
It's over by quite a lot. And he falls off. He's riding the wall.
Does he make it?
Wow.
No!
What a stylish way to end.
Oh, dramatic finish.
I think I did that on Inferno once when we were doing a multiplayer, and I just rode the wall trying to stay out of the lava. It was
By
great.
almost 20 seconds. Oh, that it hurts to see it.
It really does. And that'll do it. That's a W for Paige, and she takes it. We'll be seeing Paige versus Lightning Pirate. And the winner of that will go to grand finals in the lower bracket. I'm hyped for that already. I'm hyped for Digital versus Elascalar too. That'll be awesome.
These are all going to be some very entertaining races.
Hello.
Welcome, Paige. Congrats on the W.
Thank you. God,
Welcome, Digital.
I hate.
you pushed me hard, man.
That was an incredible match. Holy crap. Both of you are giving it everything you got. That race 9 again.
Yeah, but it was supposed to win. That's the problem.
I still wound up keeping 3 picks in my back pocket.
Well, that's good. You should just have 25 picks ready.
Yeah. I just have to be able to be perfect at everything, and Lightning has no chance next round.
Yeah, just be better than everyone at everything. It's so
For
easy.
your sake and the sake of the tourney, I hope Lightning kicks your ass.
Oh, that's a very...
Sorry to
Wow.
say that live, but like
Wow.
I'm mad.
Fair.
Big mad, especially at that Sebulba's Legacy pick. 4 deaths, all of them to garbage.
Sebulba's,
one of those was
Sebulba's
deserved.
is...
You gotta respect the cave. You gotta respect the cave.
Sebulba's is, in my opinion, the most texture kill prone track that's not on Ordabana.
Oh yeah, no, it's no question. That
Not
cave section,
one of those
cave
deaths.
section was designed by the dark side of the Force itself.
Not
I mean-
one of my deaths was deserved.
Palpatine probably designed that track.
It's like, there are a couple of things like coming out of the cave. Instead of taking the downslope, I treated it like a jump and nose upped over all of it.
Yeah, I did that on laps 1 and 2, but when I was there on lap 3, I did that laps 1 and 3, but on lap 2, I had crashed entering the cave, so I didn't have enough speed to nose up
Ooh.
over it. It wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah.
If it makes you feel better, DU, she was a full 20 seconds ahead of you, so even without the 4 deaths, she probably still would have won.
Each death is 5 seconds. Without those 4 deaths, it would have been a dead tie.
Well, not all of them are 5 seconds. It's pretty close. But it would have been pretty close without the deaths. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been close, but I still think I had that with a 55.
Mark
but it was
my
tight.
words, Paige. You've set me on a warpath. I will
That's
be
what I
seeing
said
you
after
again,
you beat me.
provided you don't get destroyed by lightning.
Oh, let's be real. Lightning will probably body me.
Well, let's take a look at the challenge. Let's see. In order for us to
Yeah.
fight again,
He has
You'll
to
have
make
to-
grand finals, or I have to be in
Yeah.
losers finals.
Either DU has to beat Zalaskalar and then me or Nacho, and Paige loses Lightning, or DU has to beat those and then beat Lightning and then face Paige in the grand finals. Those are the ways that it can happen.
I'm not even a worse player. That Zugga challenge, I had 2 deaths and was still within a death of, like, not even within a death of you. I was within a
Yeah,
second of
that's
you.
okay.
Okay, but have you considered that not dying is part of the skill of the game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I managed to not die most of the
You can-
time. Dozer got me 1 time.
Because those tighter lines you were taking all match. You were taking tighter lines, but that gives you more of a risk of the death. So
Yeah,
it's risk reward.
I don't treat tournament like I'm going for ILs. I treat tournament like I'm playing in a tournament, and goal is to die less, really.
That's how I was treating this match. That is how I treated just about every race this match. I did what I knew I could get away with.
Yeah.
But you couldn't get away with it.
Unfortunately,
And you did very
Sebulba's
well. I mean-
legacy is not something that I've even looked at sideways recently. And when I saw you put 60-20, I thought, oh, she's trolling me.
No.
There's no way 60-20 is right.
I always do that one on 60-20. There, you can also do it on, you basically need to do good times. You need to be able to hold the boost after the cave downslope. Because that, if you can't get that, you are going to underheat. Guaranteed. And even if you get it, you can underheat.
Yeah, I ran 3,600 on it, so I should have been serviceable.
3,600 is totally fine.
It's comparable. The only issue is that I hate high traction. I hate high traction. I hate low traction. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yo, what a match.
Still, you
Yeah.
put up a hell of a fight, though. You didn't go down, you know. You didn't
Yeah,
go
but now I'm
down
going to be
like a
laughed out of the Discord for the next 3 weeks.
Look,
Not really.
if-
I mean,
no,
you
if
fought valiantly.
Yeah, you talked trash and you backed it up 80% of the way.
That's better than a lot of people do. That's better than some people were giving you credit for.
Everybody's been underestimating me all tournament. I want to
did
win
not-
this one because I'm tired of people thinking I'm garbage.
The only
Sick
reason
of
I
it.
the only reason I won this match is I didn't underestimate you. I knew you were good going in, so I practiced and put together a decent strategy of what I thought would be your blind spots.
You found one of them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
Turns out
honest.
to be all she needed, huh?
What were those other 3 picks that were in your pocket that you?
Oh no, I'm
could have chosen?
saving those for lightning. Like those are like general bracket picks.
Lightning
Oh,
is in
okay.
chat right now
Those are
reading this.
generalized
That is
picks.
wise.
All right,
Yeah,
they're
those are, like,
just
general
general
bracket
picks. I won't make you tell me in this call, but you can talk to me about that after. Because like, if they are things that I would have won on, I'm gonna be even madder.
So seriously, you played really well.
I know I played well. I'm content
Yeah,
with
that
my
FMR was
performance. I'm just
intense.
mad.
I'm mad at myself for that FMR. Honestly, I should have had that. That last
Yeah,
death
you
was.
literally were neck
You're-
and neck until that final crash. That was intense.
I don't even think that final crash would have helped much because a death with neither is what, 3 seconds?
No, that FMR.
No,
was
you were
super
literally
close.
neck
You
and
have
neck.
no idea.
You were
The
literally.
timesheet doesn't look like that to me, but maybe I don't know the difference.
I mean, you can go back and watch it, and you'll see
Yeah,
what I
I'm
mean.
gonna
Watch
have
this
to.
VOD, you will see. That Fireman rally was crazy. He's like,
Yep.
Ronnie and I were just going nuts in the commentators booth.
It's the reason it was more time is because I died in the final city on lap 3 and I couldn't use my heat.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
Like on the second to last turn.
Yeah,
That
And
makes
you-
sense. That
Yeah,
explains
the
a lot.
pillar room.
I think.
Pillar room. That's a terrible place to die.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Malistaire 100 for a minute?
Yeah, what happened to you?
That
I
texture
got-
feels spot on.
I clipped a wall coming out of the fast terrain.
That happens.
I only lost 1 engine instead of getting a regular death because a regular death would have been fine.
Yep.
And
Oh,
then it
God, did it kill
spawned
you
me
over the
back
ramp?
in. It spawned me on the ramp.
Oh.
That was abysmal. And then, like, I came off of that already tilted because I was like, yep, that's it. I was playing safe the whole time. I died. Even if I had continued to play safe, I would have at least come close. That's over now. And then I died in the hairpin, just had insult to injury.
Up to that point, you were very close together. That was an incredible race together.
Yeah, Malistaire
Mhm.
100, like, that could have been totally fine. Ace says that I wouldn't have even won without the 3 deaths I took, but I think that's just patently false.
With one, can you get a 150?
No, you
with a death?
you couldn't have won after your first death, I would say. Like,
Yeah,
as
could-
soon as
yeah,
that
yeah.
one crash happened, you were behind.
Yeah, are you fast enough on that track to get a 150 with a death?
I have no idea. I don't play Malistaire 100. I'll be honest, that's just not a track I enjoy.
Mhm.
It's too greasy, it's too stupid, and that hairpin is obnoxious. Yet I play Bumpy's Breakers, so what do I know?
Yeah.
I'm at least glad
Right.
that Bumpy's without Ben continues to support me and drag
that's
me
pretty good.
through hell or high water here.
Yeah, well done to both of you.
Ah, I'm
Indeed.
sorry I was
excited to
grouchy
see-
for the whole interview here. I don't want to be just
Well, you know,
mad,
somebody
but
has to be the big personality, you know.
I don't want to just be like angry the whole time about this, but that was
Hey,
why.
You positioned yourself as a heel. You've got to be able to stick with it.
Well, now I'm just an anti-hero. I've been demoted to anti-hero.
Well,
Anti-hero's
It
a
could be
better
worse.
trope than a heel. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
it
but
could be
he
worse. You
was
could be the
funnier.
designated loss.
I could have been the designated loss. You're right. I'm glad that this year I am not designated loser.
Yeah. You have pulled out a whole bunch of races that, nobody saw coming. You screwed up everybody's lower bracket predictions.
On game 1,
Also, here's a fun one. DU and Ronnie. Every match any of the 3 of us has played with each other this year, including the show match, has gone to 9.
Yeah, I think we might be kind of closely skill related.
Yeah, I think so.
yeah, it's just a game 9 kind of year for us.
Yeah.
Oh,
Also,
Hey, do you? If we both win our matches, then we can play again.
yeah, a rematch? What, you want to lose again?
here's a fun one. That Inferno skips pick.
Yeah,
Today was the first time I played that played that skip in 2 years.
that is. I think I got
Well
you
done.
beat. That might be the first time I've played that skip in 3 years.
Yeah.
I haven't.
I don't
touched
know. I
that.
think there was one Botto daily that was like Odie Mandrell skips.
You're
on it.
right. Odie Mandrell Inferno skips existed. That
Oh,
was
that's gross.
That was disgusting. You can't,
Odie can't even
get
do
the
the first
jump.
part. Yeah.
No.
You can't do the first part.
It was mirrored too, wasn't it? Oh man.
I was doing well with Inferno skips on like lap 1 of the actual match, but in practice I was just screwing it up all the time. I got lap 1, I fell back in bounds, I turned around, didn't get the jump.
Also,
Thought, all right, well, it's possible she screws up once. Give it another go. Didn't get the jump. All right, if I don't get the third one, I'm submitting a DNF. Didn't get the jump. I just failed the jump.
Yeah, you
times.
felt when you took the DNF. Paige had basically already finished.
yeah,
so-
I just started playing. When I was practicing it earlier, I was just going with the safe strat of come to an almost complete stop, line it up and go.
That's what I was doing. I just couldn't get the jump.
Where you like
It was just ruining me.
exploding or not getting enough height.
Wasn't getting enough height.
Oh, hit the wall steeper. Like turn harder into the wall.
I don't know, man. It's just kicked my butt on that one. That was annoying. I was
Good
kind
job
of
both
hoping
races.
that last race would be closer. That leaves a bad
Yeah.
taste in my mouth.
Like I said, I know I'm pretty consistent on Sebulba's Legacy, so I could just kind of pick that one and be fine.
I should have banned Sebulba's Legacy instead of Gauntlet. Because, like, I can do Gauntlet skips and be competitive.
Yeah, I was mentioning that you banning Gauntlet skips when there was no Mars was a little weird because you were doing.
Oh, my
bullseye
last
on there.
pick. My last pick was never going to be Gauntlet skips.
Yeah, I should have figured
Also-
as much because that's too risky. I should have looked more into what times you were cracked on and, like,
I'm not even that cracked on SL.
you're more cracked than I am. The
Yeah.
only thing I've got cracked on SL is my head open.
Still,
Yeah.
well done to both racers. This was an incredible match. I believe our next match is going to be Thursday. Nacho Brado versus Ronnie at 4 p.m. 4 p.m. Pacific time. That's going to be an incredible match. I'm looking forward to that. Ronnie, how do you
Yeah.
feel about that?
I'm gonna come out with my best foot forward, and I'm gonna really hope that I win.
Oh, ego deflating, sadness returning.
Wait, did Goof literally give you like a straight up breakdown of where my better tracks were and you ignored it for SL?
Yeah, but I forgot SL was on there. I forgot SL was part of the breakdown. I knew it for other ones. SL was
Oh
one
my
that I'd been
God.
practicing, or that I wanted to practice too. Like, it was on my list of tracks I wanted to learn, and I just didn't get around to it. I should have known.
Well,
I should have
GG.
known.
GG.
Yeah, GG's.
Tune in for the race later on Thursday.
Yep, Thursday.
I'll
What
be
time is
back
that
with
race?
a vengeance.
7 p.m. Eastern.
If you come back with a
not selected yet.
If you come back with a vengeance, make sure you practice vengeance next time.
All right.
Good night,
dumb
everybody.
fun. Dumb
Good night,
fun.
everybody. May the force be with you.
Happy
Keep
Pride.
your goggles on and your engines tuned.
Happy Pride, indeed.